Hello, everyone. This is CEW here. I am, as I promised a few weeks back, when Death Battle came back, I will try to do this recording thing for the first time. Man, can't believe Death Battle has come back with the Kickstarter and all, and I'm just happy to see it back. And this is indeed a great episode. Oh, it's about to start. It's a great episode to return, especially with Akira Toriyama passing, and just a lot of stuff happening over the year. Been a crazy year overall, and the Kickstarter has a lot of promises. As I'm not picky of who wins and all, just happy for the return, but should be exciting to see as we wait for the countdown. This is, and again, my very first time, so I am willing to accept any criticism and all, like, dislike. I'm ready for any feedback and hope for the future to improve. Now we wait. Well, since we have to wait for 1 minute, I'm just like I said, I'm very excited to do this. I'm nervous, excited, and terrified. So, I hope this goes well. Have a microphone and all to test out, since this is my first time, and hope everything goes well. And hopefully try to, don't know how this video will go, so I'm just winging it. So, and like I said, a lot of promises, excited for what the future holds and all. I'll give my feedback and all later, and I'll pause video and all between to give my thoughts. So here we go now. Now the countdown. Here we go.
This battle is sponsored by Manscaped. Omni-Man versus Bardock.
Great to see the fight back.
Viltrumite and the Doomed Saiyan.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
The show the sneak peek is really promising. Right.
Omni-Man.
I'll stop every 2
Earth's
minutes.
Greatest hero. Alongside the Guardians of the Globe, he protected the world from all manner of threats. And then, in a single day, it all went horribly wrong.
Why, Omni-Man? How, Omni-Man? Who, Omni-Man?
Who indeed? Champion of Earth, best-selling author J.K. Simmons, yet it was all a charade, with his murderous rampage only brought to a halt thanks to his own son.
It all starts with his home planet, Viltrum, which I hear is a totally lovely utopia.
Through brutal mortal combat.
With a K! Or, wait, no, that came later.
Viltrumites are among the most powerful beings in the universe, even more so after they purge the weaker members of their species. As a vanguard of the Viltrumite
I'm gonna pause it. I really like how the special effects of how they were able to like use the comic book versions to move it like a motion graphic. It's a really neat trick, and ever since I noticed it, and probably Diofa's Hour card probably sooner than that, but it really pops off, and they improved over the years. Ah, crap. The YouTube
Omni-Man infiltrated Earth as Nolan Grayson, expected to prepare the planet for Imperial assimilation.
Which should have been easy, since he's got your classic strongman superpowers, and he's basically invulnerable, easily knocking around asteroids the size of Texas.
He can fly at unbelievable speeds, soaring from Earth to the planet Thraxa in under 1 week. Thraxa is, quote, a couple galaxies away, give or take, so a minimum of 2 galaxies. The Beyond the Milky Way's neighbor Andromeda is the lesser-known Triangulum Galaxy, which is over 2.7 million light-years away.
As saw in the
Reaching it
previews.
in under 1 week means Omni-Man must have flown over 142 million times faster than light.
Oh, and Viltrumites can't breathe in space, so he held his breath the whole way. And it's not like he was in a rush. He was on a soul-searching trip, contemplating the significance of smashing his own son's face in. Think, Nolan, think.
Yeah, this is why I'm never having kids.
You're missing out. But according to another Viltrumite, Thetis, a bunch of other Viltrumites who actually were in a hurry flew to Viltrum across the Virgo supercluster in less than 24 hours.
That's over 20 billion times faster than light.
You don't really need to rush
That would
anyway.
make sense.
The older a Viltrumite gets, the slower they age.
According to the Invincible Handbook, Nolan is over 2,000 years old. And regardless of age, Viltrumites don't suffer muscle fatigue like humans do, so they rarely ever tire out.
Seriously? He's got parenting easy mode on, and he couldn't even handle that. I would have killed for that back when my daughter was born.
Well, you would have to be a Viltrumite first. A Viltrumite's body contains smart atoms, which they subconsciously manipulate. This cellular structure can effectively recall certain states of being
Gonna try to pause it.
regardless of their present environment, reacting to changes at an atomic level to perform the
Yeah, Smart Atoms, I will admit, is like, especially seeing the G1 prediction blog and seeing more about it, how the Smart Atoms, that's still a crazy power. Able to control your body and all, like the Flash. Man, that's crazy. And as we see in the blackboard, they can control at the atomic level. So yeah, regular superhero stuff. Okay. So apologies if my thing is slow and all. Apparently YouTube really doesn't like Firefox,
Awesome. Yeah,
which
like
I'm
surviving
using.
your intestines getting ripped out, or even more scary, ripping out your whole beard all at once. Ugh, only a Viltrumite could pull off something that disturbing.
Nolan is incredibly
Piece.
tough, but if he faces superior forces, his smart atoms can adjust to make him even stronger by comparison. This is why Viltrumites are considered invincible.
Most
Title.
weapons in the universe can't even scratch a Viltrumite like him.
Even a ship's cannon like this one can't take down a Viltrumite, and it obliterated a massive solar disk nearly half the size of a star.
Speaking of planets, he's strong enough to shatter one by flying straight through it. A planet so big it has a whole ring around it.
The Roche
Yep.
limit factor dictates the size a celestial body must be in order to disperse orbiting material as
I
a
think in the
ring.
comics
In
too,
short,
they
an
destroyed
Earth-sized planet can't support such a ring,
their home
meaning
planet
this
as
one
well.
must be much larger.
And don't get me started on how the ring is actually made up of dead bodies because, spoilers? Just go read the comic.
If Roche isn't doing it for you,
That's
this
cool.
planet also supports 5 moons in its orbit, and even the smallest is a perfect sphere, meaning its own gravity shaped it. At minimum, a moon like that must have a diameter of 600 kilometers, or 370 miles. Comparing this to the planet's diameter, we can tell this world is nearly 14 times larger than Earth.
Or it was before, kablam.
Alright.
Now,
So-
Omni-Man does have
Escape a black hole. Yep, Texas. Destroy Viltrumite with help. These are still impressive feats of Omni-Man and all. Can't do Fortnite dances. Oh yeah, that's right. Invincible went into Fortnite. I forgot about that. Well, would make sense to add that as a feat and all. But, yeah, I'll give my opinions about that before the fight. Excuse me.
of 600 kilometers, or 370 miles. Comparing this to the planet's diameter, we can tell this world is nearly 14 times larger than Earth.
Or it was before, kablam.
Now, Omni-Man does have his weaknesses. Monsters like Ragnar's can pierce Viltrumite flesh, and he's extremely sensitive to a specific high-pitched frequency, which can destabilize his body's equilibrium.
But his real weakness turned out to be, you guessed it, fatherhood. Thanks to his son Mark, Nolan began to re-examine his perspective and his place in the universe. He settled down in a new place, got himself a new job, and even had a new kid with his new wife, who's a bug. The bug lady, he banged a bug.
Why, Omni-Man? How? Omni-Man?
Hey, everyone deals with parenting
It's
stress
fiction.
in their
Don't
own
think
way.
about it.
When Nolan was lecturing to Mark about how insignificant people are, Mark wasn't the only one he was trying to convince, if you catch my drift.
Nolan Grayson's real mission isn't planetary conquest or saving the innocent. It's to discover if a violent man who can break the world can also be a good father.
Yep, took the Kratos route
Godspeed, Omni-Man.
before Kratos did it. Alright, so I
In
like
the far reaches of the cosmos.
I like how was questioning about that, even though that throughout Death Battle they had like so many characters and all. Bill Cipher, Discord, Pinkie Pie, Deadpool, The Mask, and all. He's like, you think he would know by now, but that's whiz for you. So mad he probably forgets and moves on to the next experiment. Curse you, YouTube.
Slate a world with a
There we
people
go.
like no other.
Dang it. Nope. Give me a minute. On the bright side, with this freezing and all, it gives me it probably won't affect the
Born
game
and
taken
raised to
down.
do just one thing. Fight.
The Saiyans,
Yep.
a proud warrior people from the planet Vegeta, ruled by, King Vegeta. Well, narcissist much.
Exactly. Their pride blinded them to the truth of their impending doom. But perhaps one Saiyan represented the best of them, even during their waning glory days.
Bardock! He's cool, he's crude, he's got a bad attitude, and if he goes apeshit, you're totally screwed. And
Yeah, even though I wasn't around when this happened, a lot of people love Goku's dad and all.
and guess what? He's father of Goku.
Oh wow, I never would have guessed.
Right? What a curveball.
So what does that make
Plot
Turles?
twist.
Who?
Bardock was a cold-blooded killer, ruthlessly conquering planets in service to the Saiyans' true overseer, Lord Frieza.
They didn't just conquer planets, they wiped out every living thing, leaving
Frieza.
Frieza uninhabited
Time travel.
rocks to sell away.
Yep.
Bardock was an asshole. Well, until he wasn't.
Bardock's story has evolved over the years, with multiple iterations
Yep, probably basically became the similar to Hiei,
to draw from.
just became
Including
nice.
one where
later
he's a
on.
brilliant scientist.
But only one is considered officially canon. Bardock's demeanor
Yeah, I heard that Super in the manga got very crazy. Apparently bringing him back and apparently had some I don't know if I haven't read it and all, I will admit, but I heard that it was mixed on
began to
the
shift when
gas
he
arc,
met and
but
eventually married fellow warrior Guine, and had two sons,
It's debatable.
Raditz and Kakarot.
No, Bardock didn't go totally soft. He was still a ruthless warrior. You know that iconic red headband of his? It's stained
Yeah.
with the blood of his fallen
when I saw that
friends.
clip, that's
Hardcore.
Bardock could
Yeah.
fly, move faster than light, and was naturally adept in using his ki as an explosive weapon.
AKA shooting lasers from his hands. True to his brutal screw you nature, Bardock's moves are all about overwhelming power. His final spirit cannon is like a ki-powered bazooka. His rebellion hammer punch ignites enemies on contact, and his rebellion spear basically turns him into a supercharged battering ram. The guy has no chill. He will run you over, break your spine, light you on fire.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then move on to the
Danganronpa.
next guy.
Okay, I gotta
All
pause
in a
that.
day's work for a Saiyan.
I love Danganronpa. I just played the they came on Xbox Game Pass last year, all three of them, and I played all three of them. I 100%ed the achievements on the first two, and I am very excited about that. About spoilers alert for that one. That was one of the executions from the first game, but I won't go into saying more than that. But I am excited about Danganronpa returning. Hopefully we get one in the future. While I personally have a favorite between the Joker DC Comics for Junko Inoshima, which I even made my own blog prediction on how that fight would go. I kind of do like Springtrap versus Junko. I mean, it's not my personal favorite, but it is a cool matchup to see. But let's continue. And then Monokuma versus crap. I forgot the teacher name from Assassination Classroom. Oh well, you guys will know. You're the audience. You guys should know. Now we wait.
Turns him into a supercharged battering ram. The guy has no chill. He will run you over, break your spine, light you on fire, and then move on to the next guy. All in a day's
Hopefully we
work
get
for
this
a Saiyan.
next
Marriage
Think
didn't
around by
change
next
that.
year,
While
or
Bardock
by
cared
the
for Guinea, in fact
end
being
of
one
the
of
year,
few Saiyans
as
of his
one of
time
the
to actually have a
3
romantic
episodes.
partner, he was still no family man. Like most Saiyans, he saw his sons as nothing more than
Curious
future
of what
soldiers.
next time.
Bardock was a low-class warrior, so it was unlikely his kids would grow up to be anything more than battlefield fodder.
But they would still possess the Saiyans' power, a transformation that was the key to their planetary devastation.
Big Monkey!
Under the light of a full moon, a Saiyan with a tail manifests the Uzaru.
This great ape form increases Bardock's power tenfold, turning him into an unstoppable kaiju. Quick, someone call Yajirobe!
While some Saiyans can maintain control over this berserker form, low-class warriors like Bardock don't receive the same level of training as those of higher birth. Prince Vegeta's control is so precise he can speak while changed, but Bardock cannot.
Hell, it's questionable if he even remembers.
Oh yeah, like I do remember watching this in Kai and all. When Gohan transformed, he couldn't remember. Would make sense since when you transform, you like so consumed by the rage and all. Just wait for this to load. Man, they weren't kidding when they say YouTube has a don't like the Firefox version. So maybe in the future I will change that with Microsoft Edge. But like I said, it's a great double-edged sword. That way I can talk and all, give my thoughts while
everything that happens when he goes full tilt gorilla. The Saiyan strategy is pretty much just monkey see, monkey smash.
Despite being low class, Bardock's power level nearly
especially
matched that of King
Sparkling Zero
Vegeta,
coming
who
out.
could
I bet a
destroy
lot of people
multiple
are
planets
gonna,
at once.
excited to play
At about this
Bardock
time, King
after
Vegeta's
watching
power level
this.
was around 10,000.
Yeah, we know power levels are kind of janky.
Yeah.
Nobody can agree on what the number really means.
Outside of his fight with Gas, Bardock doesn't really
Oh yeah, that's a spoiler in Super, because Gas is was the main villain who came back, was like in the final arc, for those who don't know. I don't know if the manga is continuing after this. Probably took
show
a
any high-end
hiatus.
feats in canon, but we can use power levels to compare him to other characters with similar levels to better understand his potential.
Like when his son fought Prince Vegeta. What's the scouter say about his power level? It's over 8,000.
Yep.
Yeah, the dub changed it to fit Vegeta's lip flaps, but we only cover the cold hard truth, damn it.
According to this
Yep.
movie pamphlet, Goku's power level
Japanese
between his fight
comes
with
first.
Vegeta and his trip to Namek was 10,000. This lines
thought
up
the
with that
meme,
previous
though.
reading and puts him on par with Bardock. Goku's training during the trip eventually raised him to 90,000 upon arrival, but
Yep.
this gives us a clear window.
Yeah, early in the trip, he had to dodge a bunch of incoming asteroids and blast his ship away from a star.
This was actually one of the counts that they did in the G1 prediction blog. They actually are very good at that, especially with the. Sometimes those calculations actually get into the episode.
Which is impressive considering the speed involved.
The planet Namek is outside Earth's quadrant of the universe,
Yep.
and it took his ship 6 days to make the journey. Traveling a quarter of the universe's diameter would put the ship over 9.5 trillion times the speed of light.
And Goku
Dang.
would have had to keep up with that kind of speed to do
Alright,
all
pause
that
it here.
other
So, defeated the team chilled gas man. Saved Goku from Frieza's extermination. Yep. So that's how he got the future sight. I'll give my thoughts on the winner and all, but this what has been a nice analysis.
Makes sense, given far weaker characters could reach the moon in a fraction of a second.
Yep.
Should be trivial enough for Bardock.
All this speed and power meant when Bardock and his team assaulted the planet Cereal, they went, cheerio!
Bardock ravaged the planet, annihilating its people, until he found 2 survivors, a mother and her child. Some may call it weakness, others a moment of clarity, but Bardock was suddenly reminded of his wife and recently born son. He chose to spare the 2, and even pushed himself far past his limits to protect them from his own Frieza Force allies, who taunted that Frieza had dire plans for the Saiyans' future.
This moment changed Bardock, making him more appreciative of his family and cautious of Frieza. When all the Saiyans were called back to planet Vegeta for mysterious reasons, he had a hunch something was up. So, before his final stand, smashing through hundreds of soldiers before
Yep. That would make sense about
coming face to face
changing.
with the tyrant, he sent his youngest kid away for protection. A choice that allowed his son to thrive. And hey, that's what good parents do.
A choice that would have a greater significance than Bardock could ever imagine.
And then Dildo Dickhead blew them all up and he died. Or did he? Bardock got killed
What?
so freaking hard he got blasted back in time.
Actually,
survive. Oh, I completely forgot about this. But how does that even work? The problem, I totally respect that battle when it comes, and especially the writers
by these 2 who
and
miscalculated
their
and misplaced it being correctly in the
responsibilities
time stream.
Blah, blah, blah.
with writing, especially trying to figure out which goes which, especially with like
Non-canon,
dealing with
whatever, he
many
survived.
sources.
And when he realized what happened, he got so unbelievably pissed off, he went Super Saiyan. What?
Alright, this is very much an alternate universe what-if scenario, and it is jarring.
think this is
but think about
Xenoverse
it.
version.
The Super
I
Saiyan
could be
form is
wrong.
not achieved through training alone. It requires dedication, introspection, victory, failure, love, and loss. Frieza destroyed the Saiyans because he feared the possibility of the Super Saiyan, a Saiyan with power that could rival
I mean, who wouldn't be
his own.
feeling was
But
scared?
perhaps Bardock's transformation was more than simply a what-if. He had begun to take the very steps his son later would to achieve the form. Perhaps, if Frieza had hesitated, even for a moment, his fear would have manifested before him, right then and there.
Damn, pour one out for Bardock, who figured out how to be the truest Saiyan right
Much respect to
at the end of it
Toriyama.
all. I know Kakarot would be proud.
Alright, I'm gonna try to skip.
Hey, shout out to everyone who believed
never
in
mind.
us during our recent crowdfunding.
And joining you in that support
Oh
is
yeah,
the first ever
everyone,
sponsor for
especially
an independent
those who
Death
went in
Metal
the
episode.
theater Thursday and Friday,
Manscaped's newest
to watch this
masterpiece
early.
is the Lawnmower
I hope you guys
5.0.
had a blast and all. And thank you so much for thing. I wish I could have done it, but I
About a
family
fancy name.
This
stuff
special
I
edition
had to
trimmer
come
is the
first.
perfect tool for the
But I
golden
hope
era
that
of
in the
hair
future
grooming,
I,
where precision, luxury,
as you
and
see, I have
performance
Blender
meet.
down there,
There's limited
hoping
quantities
to
available, so you
animate
need to
in the
pick one up
future
soon.
and
If you're
try
anything
to
like me, you're
hopefully
scrubbing
one
grows
day
all over
make
the
my
place
dream come
way
true.
too
Hopefully
fast.
I'll be an
Or maybe
animator
get
and all.
that itchy scraggle
Dorian
mustache.
was actually the reason why I
Either
got
way, the Lawnmower
into
5.0 Ultra
animation.
Gold
So
comes with 2
Death
blades for
Battle
any
is like
occasion,
a big
trimmer and a foil.
influence for me.
And look at it.
I think I
It's
started
so
watching
slick.
it
It's
since
waterproof, of course, and the new LED
since
light
the start of
illuminates
season
even the trickiest
2.
spots,
Dang.
while adding a touch of
I
elegance
miss
to
Screw
your
Attack and
routine.
all.
Join the 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped for all their
I hope
grooming
that,
needs. Get the special edition Lawnmower
everyone's
5.0
doing
Ultra
good
and
and all.
Forged Gold while
But,
supplies last.
Get 20% off plus free shipping with
Yep.
the code DEATHBATTLE at manscaped.com. That's
I'll pause it here. Give my thoughts on the winner. It besides
20% off plus free
oh, dang
shipping.
it. Okay, so I already seen Nemesis and the G1 prediction blog of who will win. So, but because the outcome is obvious, but if I if I was not a fan to either series and had it to guess, I most likely would be Bardock. I mean, especially Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball, it's just so good with the storytelling, but also the power scale. The power is just too noticeable, especially when you compare. Yeah, Omni-Man is outright experienced and could ideally pace with speed, but Bardock, it's just way too stronger, faster, even without the Super Saiyan and without the forms, and most importantly, just have better control of the battlefield with his keys. So it should be obvious. I'm excited to see who next time is, though. But and the animation, hopefully it's good. Oh, and the soundtrack, very good. It felt like a sequel.
Show them some love by
It's not
clicking the
very
link below.
rare you hear music that sounds like a sequel.
All right, the combatants
So
are set. We've
definitely
run the
look up
data through all
Brandon Yates.
possibilities.
It's time for a
Who
death
I love
battle!
too with his music. Fortnite. All right, now it's time. Devil Artemis, once again, awesome. I hope to make animation as good as him. But glad he's like a main animator now. Probably rivals Torian.
Great.
He's not there yet,
Another gross bug planet.
but it would be cool. There it is.
This planet isn't anyone's to conquer.
Don't underestimate me!
Fight!
Just like my son, sticking his nose in places he's not ready for.
My sons would kick his ass!
That's a fact. Really hope Gohan vs. Invincible happens. That would be a cool fight. Would be obvious for the winner, but still would be cool. Oh, the animation and the directing is so cool. And it froze. Oh, it's back.
Whatever you are, you're an embarrassment.
Wait till you see the real power of a Saiyan.
That was so good.
Am I supposed to be impressed?
The models are very good too. Ooh! Even he was shocked that it came off fast.
Shit.
Yeah, that was good.
No. My sons need me.
So good.
I won't let you take me from my
Ooh, good. Really can't tell who will win.
Your time is up! Saiyan!
Really? Nah. This is a fake. We've all seen with Frieza and Megatron. I would be shocked, but
You said Saiyan. Remember it.
really? Nah, this has to be a fake. They better have, if Omni-Man do win, they better have good reasoning, but...
Fuck.
Really?
Okay, these Gokus have got to stop picking fights with guys in capes.
Pitting Saiyan against Viltrumite is fascinating. Among the many similarities, 5 specific categories stand out.
Starting with speed. Bardock is much faster, given his power
This
level
is
matched
shocking.
Goku dodging asteroids at 9.5 trillion times light speed, much higher than the Viltrumite's fastest speed. Add on the 50 times multiplier from Super Saiyan, and it's a huge difference.
Right, Bardock clearly has the speed advantage, but strength and durability are another story.
It
Dang.
doesn't seem like it at
Really
first.
got the
Bardock
Vader and
scales to
Obito
King Veggie, who wrecked
outcome.
3 planets at once, and Omni-Man only smashed 1. But given how big that one planet was, the numbers are actually pretty similar, until we
Yeah.
factor in the Super Saiyan boost, right?
Well, there's a catch. A major plot point in Invincible involves the coalition of planets admitting that their weapons cannot hurt Viltrumites.
So, when their ship's cannon obliterated this
is this
gigantic
why?
solar disk, it highlighted just how tough the Viltrumites really are.
This disk completely blocked the sunlight and heat between a planet and its star.
This is
And
not even
no
adding
ordinary
Mortal
planet.
Kombat.
Its size and density are so high that its inhabitants are as strong as Viltrumites just due to living in its natural gravity. To fully block the
Shocking.
light to such a planet and remain in consistent orbit, the disk would need to be positioned at its L1 point, the spot that creates an uninterrupted view between sun and satellite, and the disk itself must be about half the diameter of the star in question. This means the
Okay.
scaling of the disk puts it at 3 septillion tons,
That's
What?
24 zeros.
which makes Omni-Man over
Dang.
11,000 times stronger than base Bardock.
Not even the Great Ape or Super Saiyan forms could make up that difference. So strength goes to Nolan.
Okay, I gotta
Still,
pause that.
numbers aren't everything as far
That
as
is
versatility in
shocking.
combat goes.
That is shocking. You think that... you think that for certain Bardock would be strong, but dang. Sometimes it's shocking that sometimes the word, especially with comics, sometimes you have to look into the words because they completely mean something different that can change the outcome of the fight. For that Sun Destroyer thing, that was a big one.
Neither had one distinct advantage that could win outright.
Omni-Man survives in space for much longer, but Bardock barely squeaks out the edge here thanks to his ranged versatility with key attacks and, of course, Super Saiyan.
Okay, let's address the Super Saiyan Bardock thing. It's perfectly fair to question whether or not the form should be in this comparison at all.
Okay, they
However,
mention it.
even with the form included, Nolan still takes this, especially when it comes to our last 2 categories, experience and stamina.
Yep.
Yep, Omni-Man's been around a lot longer than Bardock.
That
over
makes sense.
2,000 years, and even with Super Saiyan, Bardock's no master of the form.
And without that mastery,
Yep.
the form drains the user's energies at an increased rate.
Yep.
Which brings us to what may be Omni-Man's most surprising advantage.
Those weird smart atoms.
Yeah.
Saiyans like Bardock can fight for days on end, but only for so long. Bardock possesses a limited pool of ki, which only depletes faster when using super forms like the Great Ape.
Yep.
In contrast, Omni-Man's biology prevents him from tiring in most cases, letting him travel across whole galaxies for weeks non-stop. And his smart
Yeah,
atoms
okay.
adjust to counter whatever physical strain he's subjected to.
Bardock's crazy speed and power made him a real challenge.
But Nolan's
The fact, this is still crazy. Man, maybe Gohan versus Invincible is a cool matchup after all, but man, that is a shocking outcome. But let me finish. Let's
strength,
finish.
experience, and sheer endurance presented
Oh,
an
they do
unstoppable
Kickstarter,
and
that's cool.
unshakable force that would inevitably land the killing blow.
When push came to shove, Omni-Man
That's awesome.
raised the
Think that they
bar.
need
Doug.
this
The
to
winner is
the
Omni-Man.
fonts for special
Next time on
Kickstarter.
Death Battle.
Yeah. Oh, they finally did it! Joko. Oh, this is a highly...
Subscribe and join as a
Dang.
member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
So, overall episode, that was very good. That was very, very good. That's a great matchup. Devil Artemis animating, the voice actors, especially the editing. The only criticism I have is probably the bit slow at the start between both previews or backgrounds, but besides that, it was a great episode. I would give it an 8 out of 10. And next time, that was a great one to continue. Like, people want this is probably going to be the second Persona fight. Yeah, second Persona fight, and especially against, like, this is, besides Dio and Alucard and Jotaro, this is like one of the highly requested in the series. But for the winner, damn, that's hard, because like I especially was looking into it with my other prediction ball, see how crazy Persona is, and apparently it's strong, especially with them breaking reality. Like, it's on. I probably small part of Simone versus Kyle, but it gets that big with the reality thing. So I'm excited that. But episode itself, great. It was great. Surprising outcome. The reasoning for the winner was surprising, but actually was understandable, and agree. Like how they brought the charts back for Goku and Superman, the 5 stat categories and all, so that makes it much easier with pacing and just see how good the reasoning is. And they went all the details and all, even did. So yeah, so this was especially with Kiri Toriyama passing away, this was a great return for Death Battle and all. Happy to see it in the future, but I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully, besides some flaws and all with the with my video, hopefully I can improve in the future. We'll try Edge and go from there. Hopefully, see you guys next time. Stay awesome.